I'd like to give a warm welcome to Prashant, CEO of Adapt Ideations, and Francis, Head of Sales for the APAC region at Intellistride. Thank you both for taking the time today to give us a bit of insight into how Adapt Ideations and Intellistride are working together to bring innovation to the market. With both companies in the IoT space, it's quite interesting to see how each of the companies are taking IoT solutions to the next level for companies globally. With that being said, can you both give us an overview about what Adapt Ideations does and what Intellistride also does?
Thanks for having me here, Bella. Adapt is a cold chain monitoring and tracking company. Adapt with its cloud connected sensor solution tracks and monitors every consignment out there in the market.
And thanks again, Isabella, for inviting me for this interview. To introduce Intellistride, in a nutshell, we are an IoT software platform provider, and we actually evolved from the early days of RFID to add on a lot more smart devices. And we have a very strong foothold in the Asia Pacific region, working with both small and large organizations.
That's wonderful. So, how are both Adapt Ideations and Intellistride working together, and what are some of the benefits of working so closely?
Okay. So Adapt comes from tech background and technology and solutions background, and Intellistride comes from customer handling expertise and customer outreach. So working together will bring vast customer outreach into APAC market.
Right. Yeah. And for Intellistride, obviously our intent is to work with a technology leader like Adapt, who has very good insights and a solution which has the ability to track valuable cargo accurately. So this collaboration really makes it very meaningful for the customers who will adopt end-to-end tracking solution.
What areas in their business do you believe are complementary to each other as well?
Some of Adapt's customer can use Intellistride's RFID technology in enhancing their asset tracking and monitoring.
And also, I feel that the way that technology is moving, there's a lot of overlapping technologies which does not have the ability, to work with each other. Intellistride believes that we are able to converge or bring this to a common platform to really get the most out of those investments.
Yeah, no, that's completely right, Prashant and Francis. There's so many different solutions out there as well, which kind of leads to siloed data, and it really helps having connected solutions and working together in order to bring that really together, essentially. So, what are some common challenges that you would say that a lot of your customers experience currently?
So if you look at the modern logistics game, here it is quite complex. At any point, customer wants to know where their consignments are and what kind of environmental condition they are in. And given that cross-border conditions and logistics complexity, the transparency in entire logistics is what customer expects nowadays.
Right. And we also see as an organization a pressing need faced by the clients who have tremendous deadlines and service levels to be met. So as you know, due to the global crisis, there's a lack of manpower, there's a lack of goods. So there's huge pressure on the supply chain. And to make matters worse, there's not enough manpower out there. So those challenges really prohibit smooth delivery of service.
You can almost say, I guess, like the customers today, they want visibility and they want it right now. So, I mean, it's really coming together and strengthening your, strategies and going to the market together in order to fulfill those needs of those prospects and nurturing them and so forth. What value can your partnership bring your customers?
Yes, and Francis, can you take this?
Sure. Yeah. So uh, for Intellistride, it has a very unique position whereby it is able as an organization to bring together different types of technology. For example, we are well aware that Adapt provides a very, very comprehensive tracking solution for the entire journey of the cargo on a plane or on land and so on. But before and after the journey, there is also an element of tracking, which is kind of falls into the area of asset tracking or inventory tracking. So we feel that there is a lot of areas that we are able to value add as an organization. We have actually introduced the idea of RFID. We have also introduced the idea of automated shop floor processes, like for example, conveyor belts, automated guided vehicles, and many other automation to bring about a lot more value to the clients. So we can take the one part of the solution and piece it together to bring a lot more value to the clients.
Thanks, Francis. For Adapt, it is your deep sales network into APAC region and your ability to handle large-scale customer, which Adapt can utilize now and expand our market into these areas together. I think that is one of the or some of the strongest points Adapt is looking.
What are some trends that you are both starting to see in the market as well? It would be very interesting to see if there's some overlap which both Adapt is seeing and Intellistride between the global market that we're currently in.
Yes, Bella, if you see now the customer trend is all about data-driven decisions, right? This data-driven decision means you have to have data, right? If in order to achieve the 100% transparency in your logistics, you got to gather this data, and data gathering happens with your cloud-connected IoT sensors and solutions the companies like Adapt and Intellistride provides nowadays. What do you say, Francis, on this?
Yes, I totally agree. In fact, we are also being pulled in a way to scenarios where there is gaps in the client's understanding of what is really going on, which is essentially what you mentioned, data. So we are just to add on to the earlier point about automation, we are also working on platforms which are cloud based to draw data, and in time to come, we really hope we will be able to do a lot more in terms of supporting the decision making for clients.
Are there any possibilities of innovation between both companies in the near future?
Francis,
Yes.
would you want to take this?
Yes, definitely. So, yes, as an organization, again, we are well placed, to kind of address where the gaps are in the entire end-to-end solution. So we feel that there is possibility to, add on a lot more tracking before and after the journey, and also to give some idea of, reporting in a very interesting outlook. So these are various types of plans that we have that we want to add on to what Adapt has already built. And we feel that there is a lot more that the clients are asking, and we can be an extended arm of Adapt, to build that solutions for the clients.
Thanks, Francis. Particularly on the note of we together enhancing our customer experience with the solutions. At Adapt, our vision is to reduce the cold chain wastages by monitoring them in a complex logistics equation. And I think I don't need to add here, right, Bella?
No, I think Francis has done an excellent job of explaining what could be coming in the near future for us together in the partnership. Would you, Prashant or Francis, like to share any upcoming plans that either you have collaboratively or independently as well at the moment?
Yeah, sure, Bella. At Adapt, our vision is to track and monitor every pharma consignment out there on the field. And together with Intellistride, we are working with a large scale pharma uh, company to track and monitor every consignment of there. I think this is going to be a huge value exercise. Francis, do you want to add anything to
Yes,
this?
definitely. I feel that there's a huge potential, especially what you mentioned about the management of wastage. And we are all for the idea of really protecting the environment. So today, we are in the early stages of putting the solution together, but I can see a phenomenal explosion of these solutions being highly utilized to reduce wastage and to save the earth.
Thank you both for taking the time to join us today and give an insight into how both companies are working very closely together with the partnership. It's absolutely fantastic to see companies come together and collaborate. I'm very much looking forward to watching this space and seeing what happens in the near future. Thank you, Prashant, and thank you, Francis.
Thank you for having
Bella.
us.